A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a dramatic escalation of hostilities, the conflict between Israel and Hezbollah has reached a critical juncture, with both sides preparing for a potential full-scale war. The last 2 weeks have seen a significant uptick in violence, with Israel conducting extensive air strikes across Lebanon, targeting Hezbollah positions and leadership following the recent surge in attacks. This conflict has its roots in a long-standing animosity that has been exacerbated by Israel's ongoing military efforts in Gaza. As tensions rise, the question on everyone's mind is, what is the plan moving forward? The Israeli military has launched its largest air campaign in years, hitting over 1,300 targets in Lebanon, predominantly in the southern regions. This unprecedented level of aggression follows a series of retaliatory strikes and the assassination of key Hezbollah figures, including the group's Secretary General, Hassan Nasrallah, who was killed in a devastating airstrike that utilized advanced bunker-buster bombs. Despite these losses, Hezbollah remains undeterred, continuing to launch rockets and missiles at Israeli targets, demonstrating the group's resilience and preparation for such a confrontation. Israel's military strategy appears to be multifaceted, with the deployment of reinforcements to the north and the activation of reservists in anticipation of further conflict. However, the objectives of this military buildup remain unclear. What constitutes victory for Israel in this scenario? The idea of completely eradicating Hezbollah seems implausible, given the group's deep-rooted presence in Lebanese society, particularly among the Shia population in the south. Previous attempts to eliminate Hezbollah have only served to strengthen its resolve and support among its constituents. A swift, decisive military raid aimed at targeting Hezbollah's missile sites and command centers poses significant risks. The group has trained extensively for such scenarios and possesses considerable combat experience, particularly from engagements in Syria. Any ground operation would likely play into Hezbollah's strengths, making it a dangerous proposition for Israeli forces. Another potential strategy could involve fomenting dissent within Lebanon, capitalizing on the existing discontent among certain segments of the population towards Hezbollah. However, this approach carries the risk of spiraling into an uncontrollable civil conflict, which could further complicate the situation and draw Israel into a protracted engagement. Creating a buffer zone along the border with Lebanon has been floated as a possible solution, but this too is fraught with challenges. Establishing and maintaining such a zone would require significant ground forces, which would be vulnerable to Hezbollah's guerrilla tactics, including ambushes and roadside bombs. The mountainous terrain of southern Lebanon would further complicate Israeli military operations, making them susceptible to the same pitfalls that plagued them during the 2006 conflict. The lessons learned from past engagements are evident. Israeli forces are now more battle-hardened and experienced. However, Hezbollah has also evolved, significantly increasing its troop numbers and enhancing its military capabilities. The group reportedly boasts between 20,000 to 30,000 fighters, with specialized units trained for operations in southern Lebanon. Both sides are utilizing advanced technology, including drones for surveillance, which adds another layer of complexity to the conflict. As Israel contemplates its next steps, the potential for a ground invasion looms. Reports indicate that Israeli commandos are already conducting raids in southern Lebanon, with preparations underway for a possible limited ground offensive. The Biden administration has been informed of these developments, and U.S. officials expressed concern about the feasibility of a major ground operation given the strain on Israeli forces following their prolonged engagement in Gaza. The ongoing airstrikes have resulted in significant casualties, with reports indicating that over 1,000 people have died in Lebanon as a result of the conflict, including civilians. This raises serious humanitarian concerns and complicates Israel's position on the international stage, as calls for a ceasefire grow louder. In the midst of this turmoil, President Biden has reiterated his commitment to pursuing a ceasefire, emphasizing the need for a diplomatic resolution to the escalating violence. The situation remains fluid, with both sides poised for further action. As the world watches closely, the implications of this conflict extend beyond the immediate region, potentially reshaping the geopolitical landscape in the Middle East for years to come. The key question remains: Will Israel find a military solution to this impasse, or will it be forced to reconsider its approach and engage in negotiations to address the underlying issues fueling this conflict? That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.